WesWes, y'all.
So let's get into the game. Like, so, from start to finish, first half, what was your, like, when you watched the first half, like, what stood out for you, that whole game, that whole first half?
Man, that first half was all for me, it was all the Rams, bro. Like, I think once OBJ got that first touchdown, I was like, oh, it's on, bro. It's on. And they got that first touchdown. I think then Joe Burrow got like a field goal or some shit, like got them a field goal. And then it was just like then I think like the Rams ended up scoring a field goal too, but then they stalled for some reason. Like I think that's why the game or the Super Bowl was kind of dry. Like the offenses were stalling, like no one could get anything. Which was probably a reflection of the defenses too. Was like they were both playing well.
Yeah, because the score was 10-3 at that stage.
Yeah. And then I think like just had a look again. Like halftime was 13-10, and I'm trying to remember how. Oh, that's how they scored. The Bengals had to do a trick play with Joe Mixon, remember? And they did like a little flipping reverse and then sweep back to Joe Mixon. Oh no, they did a toss to Joe Mixon and then Joe Mixon threw it, and I think he threw it to was it T Higgins? Maybe I don't know, but he threw it. He ended up throwing it in because they were running the ball so well, and even though like it was sort of like this like arm wrestles, it looked like the Bengals were getting the ascendancy because they were rushing the ball. They were running the ball really well. And then it didn't and the reason why the Rams stalled was like, man, the Bengals stuffed their running game like bad. Like honestly, it was terrible, eh? And I mentioned it earlier with the Rams and Sean McVay's philosophy on coaching is like you have to run the ball to set up the pass, and that's his whole like philosophy on it. And you could see inklings of that in Zach Taylor's as well, because Zach Taylor is from Sean McVay's coaching tree. Zach Taylor was at the last Super Bowl with the Rams. They went and so like that's what the first half was, an arm wrestle, and it looked like the Bengals were gonna come out firing because it was 10-3, and then I think did they get a field goal? I can't quite remember. No, that's what it was. It was 10-3. It was 13. They did get a field goal, so it was 13-3, and then that's when the Bengals got their touchdown. And then it became a 13-10 thing, and that's because it was an arm wrestle. And what you said before was that the Bengals are a second half team. You're like, oh yeah, the Bengals are gonna, if the Bengals hold them to this score, they're gonna come out of the halftime sheds like ready to blow them up defensively and offensively. So that for me was what the Bengals were trying to do, was keep the game tight. And then when OBJ went down, I think, did he go down in the first half? He went down in the first half, because he never came back. When OBJ went down in the first half, that was the shift for the Bengals to get up on the Rams. So that's how I sort of saw the first half. How did you see it on your phone? Or trying to do some work?
It was. I think I just saw scores and I saw time, and that was it.
Oh yeah.
Gifts, man. It sucks, man. Hate watching. It's like a normal Monday at work, watching NFL during the season, and you're just watching on your phone. But you're not even. You may as well just watch the score.
Yeah. Also, man, you know what? When we find that job, that we have a Monday off. That's us. Honestly, man, we can podcast live.
We'll talk about the second half of the Super Bowl. So
yeah, man, like the very first thing that stood out was the play, the Joe Burrow to straight from the 25, just threw the ball down the field, threw it under. Like he threw it, he underthrew it, so he didn't throw it over his head. He threw it like where the T Higgins had to come back, throw off Jalen Ramsey, and come back, catch the ball, and run for 75 yarder. So I think even he was surprised. If you had a look at his reaction to us when he caught the ball and ran, he was like, "Oh, I'm getting away with it. Yeah, let's go." So yeah, that sort of had like that forebodingness to it because I think it was 2013, and it was like that for ages. It was that score for a long time because what happened? That's what it was. That 13 points was key because their bloody kicker missed the extra point. It was two,
Yeah,
it
that's
was
right.
two touchdowns. So yeah, man, I was like, oh, okay. So is that another sign? But that's what that I thought like that was gonna be the catalyst for the Bengals. Was like, yeah, there it is. This is gonna be the rocket, bro. It's gonna take them out. But nah, good on the Rams for staying in the game. Because I think because us in that half there, I think Joe Burrow went down 6 times or some shit. Like he got sacked a ridiculous amount of times. Yeah, just have a quick look. Yeah, in the first half he got sacked once. In the second half he got sacked 6 times. So like that there, even though Joe Burrow opened up with that, man, his O line let him down, or he wasn't processing fast enough, whatever the case was. But it was definitely the O line that they look shit.
Mm,
And
mm.
the Rams defensive coordinator made the adjustment. If Did you manage to see any of like the breakdown of how he done it?
Nah, I didn't see any breakdown, but I did think at that point when the Bengals went ahead, they were gonna win it
Yeah.
because the momentum went to them. But then some way last 2 minutes, the
Mm.
momentum shifted back to the Rams.
It was the last drive that they had, and I think they got up the ball fourth quarter, and it was like 6.5 minutes or something, and they ran it right down to a minute and a half or a minute and 40 seconds left for Joe Burrow. That there, but that's what I was telling you was like, okay, key moment. Here comes Cooper Cup. They hit him a couple of times, and then he did that jet sweepers. And honestly, their safety had come down, like to in the box, and he had him, but I don't know what it was. He took the wrong angle, and then Cooper Cup got on the outside of him, stepped the guy coming in on him, and just like got an extra like fucking 10 yards. And all he had to do was just make that stop, and I'm sure that was a fourth down play. If they had stopped them there, that would have been another momentum stopper, but that wasn't the case.
I did. I was worrying when I saw that last drive, man. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Because it was first and goal, and I was like, fuck, man, they better do some D on that first and goal, and then they got a penalty,
Yeah.
and they went back to for first and goal again,
Yeah. Because they got.
and that's what killed it.
Yeah. But it all stemmed from that jet sweepers, and then they just the defensive unit was on there for too long. You're expecting them to get a stop when penalties, because I think they had two penalties against them. Eli Apple got done, I think.
Yo, mate.
Fucking Ashes, mate. That OC ain't my mate. I didn't care. Bro, that guy should shut up, bro. Stop talking. Don't only talk when you get the Super Bowl. Don't talk any time before that, man. You don't deserve it. But yeah.
Man, I remember looking at social media, and there were a lot of there must be Bengals fans or Rams haters,
Yeah.
but they were like hard out, man. Those refs were on the Rams side at
Oh.
the end of that game, like all those calls. But and then it just hit my head. Like I just was thinking, there were a lot of flags getting thrown in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But then I put that down to because I hardly there was hardly any flags the whole game.
Yeah. It was clean. It
If
was
you
clean.
remember, yeah, the whole game. And then the last 2 minutes, there were like heaps of flags. Every play was a flag. And I was thinking, but I didn't think like it was a conspiracy or anything. I just thought, that's under pressure,
Yeah.
man, and you're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Yeah.
And if you're clinging to your
Yeah.
if you're clinging, man, you're gonna make mistakes, man. And that's why the flags were getting thrown, not because there was
No.
a bloody conspiracy. That's what I was thinking.
No, and you're right. It's that like it's a combination of fatigue. Because like I said, they've been on there for like nearly 5 minutes. They're trying to stop them. It was a combination of like not stop getting the stops. And like that can play with your mind. And then it's like fuck, they're coming into the red zone. You know, so they're slowly coming down and like, man, nah, fuck, what's happening? You know, then doubt, mental game, and like you said, also the pressure comes in. You're in a foreign place. It's not your stadium. You know, and like, fuck, we got 3 flags already. You know, those flags came from discipline, ill discipline due to fatigue. You know, so you know, and that pressure side, you know, the mental pressure as well. So, look, man, like those flags were thrown. Like you can't argue with, like you can argue as much as you like, but like if you played the game right, then the ref wouldn't have thrown them. So look, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. And there's instances where the ref will pick up the flag and go, no, there was no penalty on the play. You know, so hey,
Oh, okay.
so they
So
have done that also during games. So look, man, that's on. You know, that's just emotion on the Bengals side because I think they've been to 3 Super Bowls and haven't won one yet. So I saw this infographic of them, the Bulls, and the Vikings. So that's just frustration because you never know when they're gonna make it back again. Yeah.
mm.
So
Yeah, man.